that because of your corruption, our courage is gone. Because of your corruption, our political party has been lost. And with your face going in the front, we'll lose the election. Simple as that, right? So for their own survival, they have to get rid of all those ones. Job of this government is fulfilled, that is controlling corruption and retaining and punishing the corrupt leaders, politicians, all that. And then only the people will see. Now, this is not theoretical thing. It has to be visible, perceptional, so that oh, yes, this is the government we want.
Dr. Tilak Bahadur Shrestha sir, welcome to the Gorkha Spirit.
Hello, Sabala, Namaste, Namaskar, Jodlapa, Tashi Delik, Sobaro, and all that.
So, what's your opinion about the old political parties? They are now uniting, they are just like separating from each other. So, how do you see these activities from the old politicians, political parties?
Which one are you talking about, Congress, MLA, or
Maoist?
You are talking about Maoist, like 10 people coming together, kind of 10 groups coming together.
These old political parties.
No, when do you mean by all political party? You are talking about Congress, MLA specific, or only this so-called the communist group getting together? All of them. They are not getting together. So they are not getting, as far as I know of. I see in the television about the 10 small communist parties along with Prachanda and Madhu Kumar Nepal coming together. That's one part of it. On the other side, I don't see the Congress and the MLA coming together. And so I would imagine, because of this Janji Andolan, in all the political parties, there will be a struggle between the leaders and the lower ranking, leaders. Now the lower ranking leaders are saying that because of your corruption, our courage is gone. Because of your corruption, our political party has been lost. And with your face going in the front, we'll lose the election. Simple as that, right? So for their own survival, they have to get rid of all those ones. Now, in my opinion, in the Congress party, Deoba is gone. I may be wrong, but in my opinion, he's gone. And so there is a struggle between Mr. Kharga, that's his protege, and then you have got Gagan Singh Thapa and the ones, and then you have Shekhar Koirala. So most probably, I cannot say that, but most probably, Shekhar Koirala and this Gagan Thapaji and Bishu Prasad Sarmaji, right? They will get together and get rid of the Khargaji, most probably. And so they will talk about election. Same time, they also have said that the parliament dissolution is not correct. So what they're talking about? Are you saying that the parliament should be reinstated or participant election? So which one? They are not the same thing. They are contradictory, right? Now, will they go to do Andolan again? Most probably not. But as far as my guesswork, only guesswork, that if the AMLA does the Andolan or the ones, then they will participate indirectly, in my opinion. Now, as far as MLA is concerned, what I've heard was, I'm not really privy to all the detail, that in the Central County only is a minority, Central Committee. However, the overall body, he has a majority. So I don't know how this work out. And now, if the Wali wins, then he will start Andolan against the dissolution of the parliament. That means same old people back again, right? And if he does that, then the Congress will help on the underground and the Maoists also help. Now the President and the Maoists, their track record is very dubious, right? And they also are not for democracy. The whole idea about Maoism is against the democratic values, simple as that. So most probably what they will do, this is just my, I know I'm not saying I can divine, but what they will do is say, okay, we support the election, we support the current government, and possibly give us a couple of ministerial berths, right? At the same time, if this is Andolan, their cadres will go and participate in Andolan. That's what my guesswork. I'm not saying they will do it. They're not going to ask me for that. Thank you.
So some 10 small communist parties with Maoists, they join together. So it will lead?
Not going to happen to it. They are just like a comedians going around and around like a kaleidoscope, all kinds of color come here and they go this way and that way kind of stuff. So there is a what's called that, the theoretical background for doing that. Because it's like this. if you believe in democracy, then you have your opinion, and you don't have to agree with others, but you have to say that I respect your opinion. I don't have to agree with you, but I have to respect your opinion. And the decision is done by not by you or some of it to our politician. Then the decision is not done by neither me nor you. It will be done by the people, right? So people listen to you and listen to me, and then decide, okay, you are right, I'm wrong. That's what the standard, right? In the communism, not like that. Communism, the top honcho, the biggest guy, controls everything. There is no public opinion. There is no difference of opinion. There is no respect for others' opinion. And whoever top, like for example, Lenin, after Stalin, Lenin killed about 200,000 people. Stalin killed about 2 crore, 2 million, 20 million people, right? Mao Zedong killed how many? In the collective action program, 4.5 million. No, 4.5, 43 million, 45 million. In the Cultural Revolution, on next 15 million, right? North Korea, the grandfather was the chief, father was chief, and this fat guy is again chief, right? This is worse than the kingship, right? So do they believe in the so-called People's Republic, right? So exactly how many times the people vote, right? So these guys are real hypocrites, right? And also, let me tell you, the Chinese political system today is not communist. They are technically fascist. That's the difference between communism and fascism. So they are technically fascist. And so they improved by totally going away from Maoist theory, and going back to the United States and helping all that. So there's a historic part of it, right? And let me also point out, these guys, so-called Maoists, do they really follow Maoists? No, they don't. And also, these guys are really hypocrites. When they talk about making Nepal a great country like North Korea, right? And they don't see the South Korea right there because they are blind. Now, what's the per capita income of North Korea? Half of Nepal. What's the per capita income of South Korea? 10 times of Nepal, right? So how many of our so-called proletariat go to work in North Korea? 0. How many in South Korea? They are fighting right now to go there, right? Now, these people have temerity to say, to send our 14, 15, 16 years old boys to fight, to make Nepal as North Korea, and how about their own children? They send their children to study in the United States or some big country, right? So how many of so-called communist leaders, Maoists or Oli or whatever, all the same, have gone to North Korea for a visit? Any of them? Not a single. Where they go for a visit? America, Canada. If not, then they go to Thailand, right? So these guys are real hypocrite. In Nepali, that's what they call Pakhandi. Thank you.
So you don't believe to the old political parties, politicians as well. So do you think Gen Z youths are ready for the politics?
Let me put it like this. Gen Z is not a separate from Nepalese, the people. They are part of us. The issues which should have been handled by the older generation, especially our politicians, they did not do the job. That's why our younger brothers and sisters have to come out. And so first, I forgot to say that first, I must pay respect to all the martyrs, Shraddhanjali to our Shaheeds, and hope to quick recovery to all our brothers and sisters who got hurt, right? So first, that one. However, to run a government, it requires some time and some kind of maturity also. So now, if they become the government, Gen Z, then there are lots of ifs and buts and lots of this or that will happen, in my opinion. So their agenda must be fulfilled, and the politician who wants to fulfill their agenda must be the people to run the government. And within that government, if some of the really good Gen Z individuals come in, that's great, right? But in my opinion, they should not form the government by itself, because they are part of Nepalese one, but they are not all. All the Nepalese are not in that generation yet, right? So you have to have a little more brother one, also to talk about maturity also. And also, let me also put like this, maturity does not come only with the age. You can be very young and be very, there are so many people who are really regret when they are still young. So age is not the one, but then the criteria is meritocracy, not the age. Thank you.
They blame that their protest is hijacked, their agendas are hijacked. So they blamed others. So what's your suggestions to them?
No, I wouldn't say their agenda hijacked. What other agenda is in front? I don't see any. So what we have to do is, the current government is not fulfilling the demand of the people. Gen Z's demand and the Nepalese people demand the same. Now, let me put one more issue also. As I said before, the standard practice in the democratic system is that people get elect the representative, they become parliament, from parliament comes the government, right? Now, if it doesn't work, then what's happening now is the current government came from the Gen Z Andolan, right? From them came the army, and from the army came the government. And so this is where the doctrine of necessity comes in the picture. And so, if this current government doesn't do the job as required, that is corruption, then the failure of this government is not only of our Sushila Karki ji or Mr. Aryal. No, it is our army. So the success of this government or the failure of the government is tied to army. So this is actually whether army wins or loses. That's the case. If army loses, whole Nepal loses. If the army wins with the government, then whole Nepal wins. So be careful on that. You one more thing. Also, if the current court, if they decide to reinstate parliament, then what will happen? Remember that Congress and the MLA has a more than 2/3 majority in the parliament, right? And they will try to pass laws curtailing army's power and their effectiveness. So be careful. So this is my direct request to the army: make sure that the job of this government is fulfilled, that is controlling corruption and retaining and punishing the corrupt leaders, politicians, all that, and then only the people will see. Now, this is not theoretical thing. It has to be visible, perceptional, so that yes, this is the government we want. This is the government for Nepal, and they will support the government. That means they will side with the army. If not, same Janko Mola. And the Nepal loses.
Thank you.
And Nepal loses.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sir,
Thank you, sir, for joining with us.
Namaste, namaskar, Jodlapa, Tasi Deli, Shabaro, and all good stuff.